As we count down to this year's Charity Beetle promotion giveaway, this year we're giving away a 1971 Volkswagen bus. I thought it would be a great opportunity to look back at our previous builds. Today we're going to be talking about Audacity. She's one of those cars that divides opinions. What did we start with? We started with a 1967, which was actually in pretty good shape.
It was probably in the best shape of any car that we started with.
And where did that car come from originally?
I purchased it at Bugapalooza one year for $400, and then my friend Smitty took it home in his trailer because he had a car trailer in Tennessee, and then I ended up selling it to his son, and then his son ended up selling it to somebody else, and then that somebody else contacted me and ended up buying that car back with another 67 for $800.
So they multiplied.
So they multiplied, and we got it back, and he had done nothing to it except for buy new parts.
It was a really good thing that this car was in good shape, because that meant that you didn't have to do a lot of metal work, because we were planning to do a lot of metal work.
Yeah. It was a great start to do a lot of metal work too.
Yeah. The plan was to do a chop top with suicide doors. We wanted it on air ride. We wanted to get it as low as possible, and I wanted to put some really obnoxious, massive wheels on it. We had been getting all these comments for ages going, "Oh, put a bigger engine in it." So we put a bigger engine in it, and then I thought, well, if I'm putting a bigger engine in it, I'm going to piss you guys off and paint it pink. And the paint color is actually called Piss Off Pink. So talk us through the process for the metal work.
We pie cut from the rear quarters down to the rear apron, basically, and laid the whole roof section forward.
You took what out of the front? Like 4 inches out of the...
We ended up taking 6 inches out of the front window, 4 in the B pillar, and then ended up with almost 2 at the rear. So it's basically a 2-4-6 chop. So it angles a little bit, but you can't tell.
So what's that windshield now? What's that?
Windshield's 8 inches tall.
There is quite good visibility as long as you're not too tall. Because
Yeah, if you're over 6 foot tall, you're not going to be able to see on the front windshield.
You can fit in that car. A lot of people say, "Oh, I'd never fit in there," but you actually can. There's quite a lot of headroom.
Right.
It's just the fact that the windshield's so low once you get in the seat that you can't actually. You'd have to really crunch down.
Even though we did lower the seats a few inches, to get down in there, and they're sitting basically on the floor.
So we did the chop, and then we went ahead and did the suicide on the doors.
Suicide on the doors. I've done those before to previous cars a few times, and it's a really good look for that car. With chopping the top, it's just, to me, it's like a no-brainer to go ahead and suicide the doors as well.
We did keep the drip rail.
We did keep the drip rail, which is what a lot of people get rid of when they chop the tops, because it's way harder to keep those body lines and keep that drip rail. And we kept both the body line and the drip rail intact on that car, and I think that's what makes a huge difference.
And then, of course, the oval window graft, which has confused a lot of people and pissed them off because they thought that we chopped up an oval.
We didn't. We purchased it already cut out of a car, so we didn't cut up an oval.
It wasn't us that cut it up.
It wasn't us that cut it up. We just purchased it because it was in really great shape, and we knew in the beginning that we wanted to do an oval window conversion.
I just feel like the chop tops look a lot better if you put a smaller rear window. Like, I just feel like the proportions are off if you keep the big back window.
Correct.
With the chopping and the moving of everything, the roof ends up being a little bit wider in places. So then you
ends up being wider and longer. So you actually need a whole nother roof skin. Got a donor one from another later model Beetle, and I just basically cut all the skin out of it. The easy way out is to put in a rag top, which is really easy.
Which I didn't want to do with this car because I wanted to keep that roof line to make that chop look really pronounced and keep the lines. The other thing we really wanted to do with that was keep that vertical B pillar and keep that perfectly straight, because a lot of people, when they chop the tops, end up with that slanted B pillar, which I feel like looks a little bit off as well.
Yeah, and they do that to make the car look like it's more aggressive and leaning forward, and I just don't like it.
So if you want to be this year's Charity Beetle promotion giveaway winner, you've got to head over to charitybeetle.com and get your name in the draw. It's a $50 US donation. All of the profits that we raise from these builds help fund our orphanage and humanitarian projects, keeping kids off the streets and out of the hands of human traffickers. On December 20th, we will be drawing the winner of Karma. It's a 1971 Volkswagen bus with a complete camping package. Head over to the website, get your name in the draw, and we could be calling you on December 20th.